What's going on, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood Elliot Wave guy. What we're gonna be doing today in this video is just going over some, I guess, projections from here on out and why this drop has been jacked to infinity. Yeah. So there are a few ways to look at what happened today. I'm gonna show you both counts that are possible from here. I don't necessarily favor one over the other at this moment in time, just because both are totally valid and possible. So let's move my fibs around. Let's take off the 100, 1236, and just leave the 1618. So I believe I outlined this in the last video I made, or actually no, I didn't. This was like before the structure showed me this, but this right here is there are two ways to look at it. The way I'm interpreting it in this view right here is something called an expanding flat. And so, I mean, I'm going to illustrate it here with some tools, but basically in your corrective phase, you'll have your regular flats, which is you'll retest the B wave will retest the high of the A, and then your C, it comes down to form parity with the A wave, right? Something like that. Now there are two other types of flats. The other one being something called a running flat, where the B wave breaks a little bit above the high of the A, and then the C will come down and still gain parity with the A, but it'll share a 1-to-1 relationship. So good example, let's say this is a 5-point move down, a 7-point move up, and this will be a 5-point move down. Now finally, the last variation of a flat pattern is something called an expanding flat, which is arguably like what we just saw happen right here. And so what an expanding flat is, you'll have your A down, your B will go considerably higher than the A wave, and then your C will usually extend 1.618 to 1 length of the A wave. So quick math, ballpark, let's say 5-point move down, 8-point move up, or 7-point move up. We could assume like a 9-ish, like 8, 9, something like that. And then like with our fib relationships, we could try and like illustrate this. So you would expect, hey, yeah, there's your 1.618 right there, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Probably not too much because it's really on the fly. I don't want to spend too much time going over the different types of structures, but now we're going to illustrate it for you. So from the top, let's pull up a 1-hour chart. Not my nicotine. Can't be losing that. I'm a degenerate. So there's two ways to look at it. What on screen here is what just finished was a wave 4, and here's the thinking behind that. So obviously we are familiar with what happened here, right? Wave 1 to the upside, wave 2 down. We can check to see that this was a valid wave 2 because it shouldn't retrace into the territory of our 1, and then lo and behold, come on, right, 0.786 retrace, and then I think I also analyzed this in like another video I did, but we could verify or checking for the length of the C wave down was also 1618 to 1, right? Yeah, right here. So first of all, I really do recommend that you guys like practice just using these extensions and retracements in real time, because it does transform your trading. I'm no messiah, I'm no Nostradamus, whatever, I don't know, I'm not German. But what was I saying? Right, so expanding flat. So you move here up to the 3, this is A down, B up, and then C down to here. And so obviously our B wave broke considerably higher than the top of the A wave, or the top of the wave 3. And so usually you'll see like a 1236 extension, 1382. So yeah, it's not perfect. GameStop doesn't really, nothing's ever perfect when trying to analyze what's going on here, but we can try our best. And then here's where this target comes from. So there's a few different ways to get it. First of all, let's try looking at it like this. And so remember, we're just looking for an expanding flat. There's not necessarily assigned ratios to where the stock will go, but all you have to remember is that each leg gets progressively bigger. So in this one, we almost hit the 1236, and this one we're expecting to break below the 1236 level right here in purple. And obviously, borderline 1618, cross through the 1382. So that's where that comes from. And from there, assuming that this was a wave 4 instead of a wave 2 completing, which I'm going to get into in a second, what we would do to measure where it could go from here is we'll measure up to the top of 3 down to 4. We're looking there for 0.618 to 0.786. If we did finish here, actually no, that is technically above the 3 high. If your wave 5 finishes below the wave 3, it's something called a truncated fifth. I need to do a video going over like wave structures in more detail, but for now, let's assume, we hit 0.786 common wave 5 target. That would put us like right around 240 before seeing a sharp sell-off. So that's like I don't want to say one versus the other, primary versus alt count. They're both in play. Now let me pull up a default view, and I'll show you the alternative, which honestly, this makes more sense to me. So let's just like put some numbers on screen here. You have your wave 1, 2, 3, running flat 4, and I don't know, because this like throws me off. I guess you could say expanding flat. So then looking at that like more closely, it would be, you have your A, B, C. Each wave is getting bigger within itself, so that would be expanding. And then finally your wave 5 finishing up here. Right, and so from here, we can expect a sharp sell-off for the wave 2, which was, I think I outlined this on Twitter, but now who can tell me most common wave 2 retrace? Oh wait, if you said 0.618, you're right on the money. And so the way we get that is we'll take the high of the wave 5, and we're looking for ideally 0.618, and look, you see, like, beautiful, like you can't make this up, like how algorithmically driven the market is. Like the people that are coding these algorithms, they're coding in fractals, Fibonacci ratios, whatever, and this is like living proof that that's exactly what happened. And so it's like, I don't want to say the bottom is in, we really don't know, but it is possible we could come down to these levels down here. I don't know, but just keep in mind the overarching structure from this view. Oh my bad, I didn't even label everything. So it'd be 3, 4, 5, and then I don't know how you'd subdivide this. I guess you could be like A, B, C, something like that. And then these should be different colors, but then this would be, we'll do it like this. So let's make this a different color just for visualization purposes. This isn't necessarily proper notation, but bear with me, I'm not on TradingView or Bloomberg Terminal, but yeah, it'd be something kind of like this. And so here's where it gets interesting, right? So let's just assume that this is the view we're gonna take over the other one. This one makes more sense to me. The other one was looking really good until after this low was in here. That was the day I called the 195 low, and then we literally like hit 195.1 and started to rebound. And then the next day we hit 217. It was looking really good there, and then obviously, that kind of started to fall apart when we got around to this area here. But nonetheless, we're not really trying to dwell on the past too much. But let's draw some targets from here. And the exciting thing about this view is, now we're really starting the 3 of 3 of 3, the mega tsunami. And so to get our targets, go from the low of 1 to the high of 1 down to the low of 2, assuming that we're done at the 0.618, which is, mind you, this is most common. That would put our wave 3 targets, and this is like a wave 3 within like 3 or 4 larger wave 3s. But yeah, these are the targets right here. Just, base level, lower end being 263, higher end being 316.8. And like, let's say hypothetically that this wave 3 replicates this one right here that you remember we opened at like 164 and went to 225 or something fucking retarded like that. The setup is like the same thing as when that happened, except it's just on a bigger scale, which is why me personally, I think this is about to get fucking insane. And I know people are like, I don't want to say they're upset or disappointed about what happened on the call. The thing, like, I'm not to say I'm not a fundamentalist, but Cohen and his team have made it very clear, like, their plan moving forward. They don't want to broadcast everything they're doing. They're not going to be like, oh, we're making an NFT blockchain network where you can, buy and sell different items on a marketplace that's totally decentralized. They're not gonna say that until it's all ready to go. And why should they? Like, That's just broadcasting their strategy to the competitors. Then you'll have people like Corsair Gaming or whatever come in and basically try and replicate the same thing and steal market share. So from a fundamental standpoint, it makes sense to not want to talk about that, at least until the project is done. So, I mean, that's my take from the fundamental standpoint. Obviously, numbers are good. But yeah, this isn't supposed to be like a fundamental review. But let's zoom out again. Let me go back to my the other account I have, just so you can visualize the different, or where we're at. Actually, do I have a trading view open? That might make the visualization a little bit easier. Let me check. Shout out Twitter gang. Trading view. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm moving at the speed of light. And okay, yep. So obviously this is the trajectory that we're at right now. If I pull up like a 4 hour, I think like this wave 2 I drew right here is like more or less like spot on. Or does it not? I don't know. I never really used TradingView, but we did come down to like 178. Yeah, look at that, literally spot on. I mean, maybe if I go to like, or not a 2 hour. Damn, I guess it doesn't show. I don't know. I'm not really a big TradingView user. Anyways, nonetheless, let's go back to the daily just for the visualization, because on here you can like see what's going on a lot better. But right, you know, like even just like looking at this alone, it like gives me confidence that not only am I invested in the right ticker, but you know, even like just from like what the fibs are telling me alone, like you know, this like these like targets wherever this is just hypothetical, just for visualization. Like the real targets are embedded somewhere in the Fibonacci and discount, or a different one in this one, but you know, not gonna dig too deep into that. This has already gone on longer than I would have liked it to, but you know, like just look at how this all works, right? Wave 1 up, wave 2 down, and then we're about to explode the likes of which we did down here, but you know, it's gonna be a whole wave within itself. Because remember, this whole move up with our like plus 25% day, that was just within the wave 1. And always remember, your wave 2 is going to be corrective, a deep correction, but it will stay above the low of the wave 1. So like in theory, you know, it could come all the way down to like 155, whatever. Do I expect that? Not necessarily, but you know, nothing is impossible. If GameStop has taught us anything, it's to expect the unexpected. So don't buy options, just let it happen. But right, this is just the current trajectory that we have going on right here. So looking at the orange count, you know, we had the wave 1 up in orange, and possibly, it's possible, but it's not confirmed that we have formed our wave 2 low. And from there, whenever that low is in, I'm gonna go back to Thinkorswim just because I like the layout a little bit more. But hypothetically, if that low is in, which, I mean, let me go back to the other one. Like it's perfect, dude. It's literally perfect how tiny wick below. If I pull up like a 1 minute or 5 minute, like look, wick didn't even close below. Like you love to see it. You love to see it. And then a 1 minute, like it wicked. We didn't even close below it. So if anything, that shows you that my methodology of trying to predict stocks, it's Elliott waves is human nature, but in this sense, it's basically predicting the turning points of the high frequency trading algorithms. And so I don't want to sound like a broken record. I think I've covered pretty much everything, but yeah, I'm fucking jacked. Maybe let's look at downside targets, assuming the correction isn't over. The way we're going to do that is we're going to like subdivide this right here. Let's pull up like a 15 minute, I guess. Right, so it's something like this would be your A down, your B, and then your C. I guess like on the low end, because if this is 16181 right here, and like look how close that was. The next level being 2618. It's possible, unlikely, but we also have to see if it intersects with the low territory of the wave 1. So no, actually it doesn't. So this is possible. Do I think it'll happen? No, not really, but you know, we don't know. Also, and real quick before I sign off, the reason why this count is also in play, the wave 4, this correction being a wave 4 versus a wave, instead of being a larger wave 2. No, so the reason we can't necessarily discredit this being a wave 4 or a wave 2 is because the only rule for a wave 4, your wave 4 can intersect with the territory of wave 1. And so this being our wave 1 high down here, like 170, so, you know, that's why that's still possible. But, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to probably type up a DD basically transcribing what I just talked about. But I hope that clears some stuff up. I'm totally numb to the stuff happening. If anything, it just gets me excited seeing it drop down because I get to buy more at a discount and then ride the wave back up. And the setup is just screaming by. So, yeah, thanks for checking in. Catch you whenever I decide to not be lazy and make more videos. Peace.